Anyway, then we come to Tony back in the parking lot. I know these are pre-taped, but some of these days, when I got more time on my hands, I got to put the stopwatch on how long it takes, allegedly, Tony Schiavone to get from the desk at ringside out in the parking lot just to see what they're doing. But he's with Roppongi Vice. Apparently, Trent, no last name, and now no hair.
Well, he has a last name now. They got the rights to the last name.
What name?
Trent Beretta.
How do you need to get rights to that?
Well, he was Trent Beretta, and then they just called him Trent because they lost the ability to call him Beretta. I think it was a New Japan thing, maybe. And now that they're in good with New Japan, they call him Trent Beretta again.
Are you fucking kidding?
I could be wrong. Someone will jump in.
New Japan gave a shit that they used the guy's last name on American television. It wouldn't none of the fans in America give a shit about the guy to begin with. Anyway, Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero are apparently Roppongi Vice in Japan. So they actually pitched, here's Tony Schiavone with Roppongi Vice. Now, I know I don't watch the Puddin' Gang, so I don't ever watch Trent. I watched a Rocky Romero match. He's very good until they put him in the Puddin' Gang. But have they been talking about Roppongi Vice that anybody in America that's not a Japanese fetishist would know that that's a thing?
If you are not someone who watches New Japan or has watched it in the past, and you only watch AEW, you may have heard a brief mention in passing by Excalibur on commentary, but you would have no idea who they are, and also why it's a different tag team and not the best friends that you're seeing Trent with.
Yes. And of course, then all the AEW apologists are going, well, you got to watch YouTube. Well, fuck you. If it's not important enough to put on the real television program, it's not important. So they're doing an interview when the Hardley boys walk in and start a fake fight by telling them, well, I guess it's time now for us to start a fight. They actually say that. And as they start the fight, Adam Cole comes in from behind and nut shots one of the Roppongis. And then the Hardley boys get the other one to do their fake knee thing. What do they call it? The whatever trigger. Who stole the trigger? Was it Olivier stole his V trigger from their knee trigger, or they stole their knee trigger from his V trigger, or why is everybody triggered?
I don't know, but they're certainly triggered.
Well, it looks as phony as a football bat. And then a guy in a leather jacket walks in with his back to the camera and joins in the fight and grabs, I think it was Trent, and threw him headfirst into the truck in the parking lot. And I'm like, who the fuck? And they say, it's also the guy's back is to the camera. And I think it was excrement said, it's Jay White. And waited for, I guess, trumpets from heaven to blow and the gates to open. Hallelujah. Jay White. Has the name Jay White been mentioned on this television program ever?
Never that I'm aware of.
Has Jay White, to your knowledge, ever wrestled in the United States of America? I've never seen a match of his. I know he wrestles for New Japan. But has anybody in this country ever even heard of him? And it's not even like the Roppongi Vice. At least we've seen these two chuckle fucks on the TV program before. This is a brand new guy that's never wrestled in this company, possibly never wrestled in this country. And they say his name like John Cena just walked in. And everybody would know, oh my God, it's Jay White. The world's about to change. No, it's not. It's like saying, hey, there's Barney Google. What? I was starting to be at my wit's end. Apparently this guy's a big deal in New Japan too, right?
Well, I believe so, and I've heard good things about him, but when they debut him in a skit with the Young Bucks, it tells me exactly how he's going to be used. There's now a track record of guys coming in, they do something with the Young Bucks, and next thing you know, you don't want to watch him anymore.
You've heard good things about him. Have you ever seen him wrestle?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Well, but here's the thing. Before we take to heart the good things we've heard, you know who says most of the good things about people that wrestle in Japan, and then you know the people who parrot the things that guy says. So I got to see this guy for myself before I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's worth a shit. So we'll find out, apparently, because now he's here. Meanwhile, speaking of Jays, Jay Lethal on TV does a job and disappears again, but we get Jay fucking White, whoever that may be.
To make a quick correction from earlier, apparently Trent Barretta was the name he used in WWE and Florida Championship Wrestling, but with a different spelling. So when he went to AEW, he just used Trent. It wasn't New Japan. It was a WWE trademark issue. He has since, I believe, received the trademark for Barretta, spelled Beretta.
I bet you he could have made an easy deal with the WWE. They would have allowed him to use the name if he would have just not told anybody he ever worked for them when his mother pulls up with him in the minivan. All right, well, we'll find out about old Jay White, see if he's worth a shit or if it's another one of Uncle Dave's fucking fever dreams and Welsh rarebit fucking nightmares.